people, welcome to United View, welcome to the road trip. Straight out of Seville, straight out of Betis, straight up to Old Trafford. Well, it weren't straight there, but you get what I mean. One day's rest I had with the family on Saturday, and then straight back at it, man. We are on the way to Old Trafford. It is the quarter-final of the FA Cup, Man United versus Fulham. I got Marcel with me. Look at him, turtlenecked. He's Ten Hag turtlenecked up, mate. You know what I'm saying, bro? Hospitality settings, Marcel and hospitality again. Let's just start, Marcel. What are you saying, man? What? FA Cup, quarter-final, Fulham, know what I mean? What are you saying?
Big game. Big game for both teams as well, to be honest with you, Flex, man. But excited, like you said, hospitality settings, feeling comfortable, feeling nice today. And I think hopefully the team's feeling nice today. You know, the games haven't been as exciting as they should be. I think, you know, accumulation of fixtures now, I think, means that, you know, the games are not as crisp. We're not playing at the intensity level that we should be playing at, I think. But we got to win the game. It's at home. It's a big game for both sides, but if we can come out on top of this one, it's into the next round.
Exactly, and it will be to Wembley. We don't know what obviously will happen in the draw. Who knows? But we need to win the game first. I want to start on midfield actually, because I think midfield's a really interesting one, because Scott McTominay's a doubt, and obviously we know there's no Casemiro. So that only leaves Fred, Sabitzer, and Bruno. Yeah. Just on that three, how do you think we're going to be? You know, without Casemiro in general now. This is the first of 4 games where he's not going to be there. And Sabitzer probably coming to step in. We don't know that as definite. Maybe McTominay makes it, but we don't know. But just without Casemiro, how important is it midfield now?
That's a great question. You know, we were just talking a second ago about, you know, different types of styles with the UFC and stuff. Well, today is going to be a bit about styles. You know, we need to consider the opposition. Fulham, I think they've got Paulinho in there. Back. Yeah, Pereira. You know, the pre-season Pelo. You know, they've got a few combination of good players in there, man. And Paulinho, for me, fantastic CDM. Talking about Casemiro, could be like a replacement for him in the future for us, maybe. I think he's 28 or so. But it's all about that midfield. I think you're right. It's a good place to start. That midfield has to be at a good level today. And we're strapped of options. But if we can bypass that midfield and win the midfield battles, I think we can expose their defence. You know, I think their defence compared to our attacking force is much superior to theirs. But if we don't, then we get caught on the transition a lot, because we're going to be committing a lot of bodies and we'll be open. So you're right, that midfield battle is really important. Sabitzer needs to show himself today.
Yeah, I think it probably will be him, because even if you know, Scott McTominay, like I said, didn't play in the last game, he said he didn't bring him off the bench because he had some complaints. I think he was on the bench, wasn't he? Was he on the bench for the last game? I'm sure he was, but he said he had some complaints. So I'm thinking, if he hasn't played, is he going to start him in this? I think it will be Sabitzer personally, but you never know. Sometimes Erik ten Hag throws up some surprises that you're not always sure of. We know Fred's got to play, no Bruno's got to play, but yeah, we have to. I think we've been a bit too open in midfield. I think it's difficult to judge against Betis because they had to throw hell for leather. They had to go for it. Do you know what I mean? They absolutely had to go for it, and I understand that. But I don't know, that first half against Betis, I thought we was quite open, man. I don't think it was very good at all. I know some people were like, calm down, it wasn't that bad, etc. I don't think we played well at all in that first half against Betis. And I think the game was easier in the second half because the minutes were ticking by, so the game became more open. Yeah. But nevertheless, got the job done. I think it's interesting to see what happens with Pellistri as well, because Anthony is another doubt. Yeah. And obviously we know there's no Garnacho as well. Yeah. And Jadon Sancho, he hasn't really clicked into gear yet since coming back from that layoff. He's done okay in games, but you know, he still needs more time. But more to the point, he hasn't been playing on the right. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't been playing on the right hand side really. He's been used as a number 10, if anything, because the wingers have actually been really effective. Whether it be Anthony, which he's locked down the right hand side, or whether it be obviously between Rashford and Garnacho on the left. So Sancho's been shoehorned to the left, yeah, or more the 10, playing as a 10 with Bruno, or 2-8. So what are you saying? Do you think Pellistri should start, or would you go with Sancho on the right, or what would you do?
I'm gonna say Flex. I'm gonna say Pellistri on the right. Young, exciting player. You know, you just mentioned Anthony not being available. He's doing that quite a bit this season. You know, and yes, injuries, things like that happen. I'm not trying to accuse him for this, but just that, you know, not having the best ability, being availability all the time, it might be detrimental for him going into next season. I think the likes of Ahmad might be coming soon. Pellistri might be coming soon, and you mentioned Sancho obviously on the right hand side. You know, he had the best synergy when it was the lower pre-season, if you can remember back then.
That was a thing.
Yeah. So I think that's one of those ones where, and I think Wan-Bissaka plays today ahead of Delo. I think so. He has the best combinations with Anthony. So I could see Ten Hag, like you said, just go with the best strength, the team that he trusts, which would end up being Anthony. But Pellistri for me has to be coming in. Another interesting thing though for me, Flex, is that Casemiro and Garnacho, two of the players that were effective in the last game that we played in this round in the FA Cup, they're both not here today. And I think that might be. That might be a little bit of an issue for us in terms of our chances of winning this game. Also, Eriksen, you mentioned about control in the last few games. You've been saying it, you've been saying it all at the beginning of the pre-season, how he's been going unnoticed and never point to that, It's the control that he brings, the retaining of the possession, the recycling of the ball, sustaining attacks. Eriksen's king of that right now in our team, and we need him to continue to do that. So we're missing him.
Yeah, we are missing him. I think it's been so long since we've had him. We've had to kind of just, we've felt that in midfield, that not having that calmness or control over games, and with the fatigue as well. But make no mistake, Ten Hag, obviously, we're going at the strongest we can go. This is a chance to get to Wembley. Let's not mess about here. We wanted we want more trophies. We want to get to finals. City are already in there, smashing Burnley 6-0. They're hitting form now, so if it is going to be City in the draw or whatever who awaits, it doesn't matter. We're going to have to beat the best to win this competition, or one of the best to win this competition. But we have to just focus on the job, and there's no way that Ten Hag makes changes, or rotates with the team. I think it's straight back to Luke Shaw, left back, Martinez, Varane, straight in. Wan-Bissaka, I agree. I think he goes Fred, Sabitzer, Bruno, and I think he goes. Would he even? No, because the midfield's got Fred and Sabitzer in it. You need a little bit of continuity there. I think he goes Pellistri again.
Okay, yeah.
I think he goes Pellistri again. Failing that, then obviously it'll be Sancho on the right, Rashi on the left, Weghorst up front. I want to see a bit more from Weghorst again, man. I know, obviously, it's difficult for him. He's just not really involved a lot. There's moments.
Goals to his name.
Yeah, I just want
to see more goals from him.
Of course, obviously hit the post in the last game. He does a lot of doggy work in it. He does a lot of just pressing and he just does a lot of running. Do you know what I mean? But he's unable to run in behind and cause problems. I understand that. I just kind of want him in the box a little bit more and play into him a little bit more. That doesn't really seem to be happening. It's kind of bit moments of magic, or obviously it's Rashi. It's Rashi. It is Rashi. Rashi's the saviour right now. So again, if Rashi plays, then we usually win. It's as simple as that.
What kind of Rashford do you think we'll see? Sorry to cut you. Do you think the
same.
real biggest one in moments, or that continuous full-flown Rashford?
I just think that I think Rashford, even in the last few weeks, he hasn't even been at his actual best. Which that happens. Can't keep playing at the top level, but he's still scoring unbelievable goals and important goals. So I think he'll be in and out. I think he'll cause problems, but he'll just be the difference maker, like he has been. So smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Before we finish off, Marcel, give me a prediction.
4-1 United.
4-1. Ross. 4-1. Fair enough. No hesitation there. He was sure of that. I think it's gonna be tight. And then we're 2-1. We're 2-1. I think it'll be tight. I think we'll still be a bit leggy. I still think there'll be moments in the game where it's close, and I think we'll unlock them just. So I'm going to go 2-1. Keep the guys in the studio company on the match view as per usual, and we will see you after the game. Peace!